One of the most beautiful things that will ever happen to an empath is waking up to the truth of who you are. Not only that, learning more, educating yourself, and from that point forwards, I would also believe that your life will never be the same. Because the moment you come to that awakening and understanding the truth of who you really are, you will get a lot of answers that you've always been looking for your entire life. And for some reason, you will see all these puzzles fitting and everything will fall in its own place. And you will actually understand the reason as to why your life has always been moving a certain way. Okay, so in this case, you will start to make some changes, and the empath will also start to be a little bit protective of their energy. They will be much more aware of their surroundings, and they will actually know what to do in so many different kinds of scenarios along their journey. The empath is like a generator, or I could say a very big glowing light. The reason is that because the empath, all their entire life, they move with authenticity. They are into friendships, into relationships with authentic reasons. They love genuinely. They are all about truth and justice. And they always try to do the right thing. Although, like I've always said, it doesn't necessarily mean that because you're an empath, you have always been perfect. You have also had your share of life. And there have also been those days where things haven't really gone well. And sometimes you're falling into trouble, or sometimes you've done a lot of mistakes like anybody else. But still, from the depth of your soul, you made sure that you do not have any intention to cause any harm to anyone. And for some reason, you've paid the price. You know, the friendships and relationships you have always had, for some reason, you would feel you're very low on energy, okay? You get tired for some reason. You're around some people, exchanging conversations with them. Maybe sometimes they used to sleep with you in the same bed, or things like that. Anybody that you met sometimes, not all of them, but most of them, you have also discovered that you used to feel very drained. And sometimes after certain engagements or contacts with certain people, you had to go out there and recharge. You would feel like you need some form of, you need to recharge. It's like you're low on energy and you didn't understand why you was always low on energy. It's happened to me in my journey. The narcissist, most of them I've been with, sometimes you would wake up, you can barely get out of bed, and you could not understand why or what has happened to your energy, okay? It is until you actually moved out of that vicinity and you had a walk around, or sometimes you went grounding somewhere, you would now feel like, okay, your energy is coming back, because empaths have got an easy or natural way of regenerating their energy, okay? Now, this is what some people cannot do. When you're dealing with this form of energy vampires, or what we would say, these narcissists and all different types of toxic individuals, there is some people who cannot actually generate their energy. So they need to plug their cables into someone's energy. It's the reason as to why a lot of you empaths, you have been asking yourself the question, oh, you've been looking for love. You know, you wanted to find a relationship, or you wanted to get in love, or whatever, you wanted to get married, or maybe sometimes you're looking for a friend, or sometimes you're looking for a job. It didn't really matter what you was really looking for, but for some reason, you ended up either in a toxic friendship, or in a toxic relationship, or sometimes in a toxic marriage, or whatever. And everywhere that you was actually drawing and attracting these kind of toxic individuals. It is why I've told you that for the empath, the most beautiful thing that will ever happen to you as an empath is knowing thyself. When you know thyself, you're going to change your moves. So you will never be moving the same that you used to do before. So people get drawn to this light, okay? For some reason, people just get drawn to this light because, like I've said, there is so many toxic people and really low vibrating people that need this light to thrive. The only thing they need is to get into your space. And it doesn't really have to be even sometimes physical. You could just sometimes just be emotionally connected with somebody. You could be sometimes exchanging information or contacts, even emotionally with someone, and even in that link. Because you see, this whole thing of energy is something what is spiritual. So energy, when we're talking about energy, we're talking about something that you cannot see. It is there, but you cannot see it, okay? So in a spiritual aspect, a person who is on the low vibration gets into contact with you or a relationship with you or whatever, a friendship with you, those people, they plug their cables into your energy. It is why I've said sometimes before that the empath is the narcissist life support. When it comes to relationships, the narcissist may find a way of surviving after you, because you guys have heard about, sometimes the narcissist will move on to the new supply. Okay, it could be another empath, and they could just plug in their cables and continue what they've always been doing before you. What they've always been doing before. And usually what happens is that they will continue jumping from one victim to another until the last day of their lives, because they are black holes, okay? An empath, a narcissist is a black hole. These people, if you do not have anything to do with them, if they do not have anybody with the light in their lives, it is the reason why you see these people, they start to collapse, okay? So energetically, why do they really call them energy vampires? Is because energetically they are plugged into your energy. It could be sometimes a relationship whereby you're sleeping with them. It could be a friendship whereby you're spending so much of your time with them, sharing so much with them. It could be in any situation. But anybody that actually is very low on energy or a very low vibrational being, when they are plugged into your energy, that is the only way they can move forward. When you unplug or you cut these cables or the supply, so we've usually been doing videos and talking about going no contact. So for example, you have gone through a toxic relationship, or it has been a toxic family. Like I've said, in a toxic relationship, it may be a little bit different because they've already jumped onto another power supply, okay? So they have also plugged their cables into another person. You have gone, they have moved on to the new supply, and they have plugged their cables into that new supply. So the cycle will continue repeating, and they'll continue to thrive. But there are some cases, like for example, dysfunctional families, toxic family, narcissistic family dynamics and everything. In those kind of cases, you might have noticed for the entire time, as long as you was involved with those people, you was on a constant basis low on energy. You are supplying almost 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 members of the family with your energy. Is the reason as to why you used to feel drained on a daily basis. But you see what happens, like for example, the people I'm talking about, the black sheep or the scapegoats, those individuals, when they unplug, when they walk away from this kind of units and they go their own direction and cut all the cables and the supply, those individuals usually that you left behind is the reason as to why you see a lot of things, very bad things start happening. Energy can be converted in so many ways. So when we're talking about energy, we can talk about on the physical, in this physical reality, for example. Energy is spiritual in the spiritual sense, but in the physical sense, when you're talking about energy, it can be converted to just, for example, it can be money, it can be health, it can be success, it can be so many different kinds of things, okay? So that energy, when they plug into your energy, for some reason they can thrive. But when you have disconnected from those people, is why I've told you sometimes, like the black sheep of the family, when you have disconnected yourself from those people, you will not be surprised to start hearing very bad things have started to happen. All of a sudden, they're telling you about somebody that they was hospitalized. You're hearing about something like, oh, somebody passed away. You're hearing about things like somebody lost their job. You're hearing about things like somebody got into a car accident. Now, there is things that start to happen in those families. And this is why I've told you guys, when you're black sheep of the family, these are things that you're supposed to start prepare. You need to prepare for this, because these are some things that will take you by surprise. You have just left. It hasn't even been 2 or 3 weeks. Something bad has already happened to someone. They have lost their business. Somebody has fallen sick. The narcissistic parent is somewhere out there decomposing. They are suffering. A lot of things are starting to happen. That is how powerful is the empath. When you have cut your energy or your supply from certain individuals, why you continuously hear this thing called the Hoover is because they are now feeling that energy deficiency in their lives. So they are realizing that actually you are their energy supply, and sometimes they are feeling this deficiency. That's why they are running back to Hoover you. So I've been hoovered personally with a narcissistic family unit. I did not fall for that Hoover. I've also been hoovered by narcissists. I've been hoovered by people that I used to know back in the days, that I used to know that they were very toxic people. I've not fallen for that. Because these people, they feel the energy deficiency in their life. They feel that they cannot survive. They feel like for some reason, their health is falling apart. For some reason, their businesses are falling apart. For some reason, there is things that are happening that you cannot even explain. Many people will not actually understand your value in their lives if you're an empath. There will so many people that will never understand your value until the moment you walk away from these individuals. That's when they will realize what they have lost. So what I'm trying to say in this video is that every situation where the empath gets involved, there is people and there is forces and there's entities which actually start tapping into your energy. Okay, it can be sometimes validation. They know that you love them genuinely. They know you always validate them. They will know you always stand for them. They will know when they are with you, things are going to be okay. Spiritually, they have hooked themselves into your energy, and spiritually, they are sucking your energy, okay, on a daily basis. But once you have walked away, in any situation you have been, I can even give you another example, for example, of the workplace or a job place. You might have figured out in that job, the moment you walked away, that job fell apart. People got fired, people got sacked from work. Sometimes some of the companies even collapsed, and very many things started happening the moment you walked out of that job. But when you was in there, there was sales, business was booming. They got the clients. You walked away. Nobody was coming to that shop to buy anything. The company collapsed. People got sacked from work, and very many horrible things started to happen in just something as simple as a job place. So wherever you walk or you go around or you go about your daily life or your daily routine, this light walks with you wherever you go. Is the reason as to why any moment you step into a certain area or vicinity or a community or whatever, you have realized that sometimes there is beautiful things that started happening to people. You came into their lives, they was promoted in a job, they got a salary increase, maybe sometimes they got a new job, or even sometimes their health has improved. Just by you being around those individuals. When you walk away, ladies and gentlemen, it's game over. So, as an empath, the most important thing you will ever do for yourself, when you have actually, fortunately, I hope you have really got this awakening. You have got to get a lot of enlightenment. You have got to educate yourself. You have got to learn more about yourself. Who is an empath? What are they capable of? Everything about your energy. You need to understand who you are. Because from that point forthwards, you'll be able to now to know who you need to allow in and to what extent. And your daily engagements with people will also change, because you already know that there is always people that are around this planet that are usually energy vampires. And whenever you're around those people, for some reason, they drain your energy. So you will now start becoming protective of your energy. But the moment you have decided to get out of a situationship, whether it has been a family unit system, dysfunctional family unit system, I don't talk about healthy families. Whether it has been a job, It could be sometimes have been a friendship. You might have just sometimes disconnected your energy from a friend. And you started hearing things about that person. Oh, you know what happened to so-and-so? 3 months ago, something happened. There was in a car accident, or they got sick, or things like that. So sometimes people don't understand the power that is within an empath. They cannot understand the power that is within an empath. They can only understand that the moment that person decides to walk away. Because you see, once an empath has got enough, when they feel that they have been taken for a ride for a very long period of time, for years, and they feel like they can no longer carry on with this or whatever friendship or sometimes relationships, or some of them are even tired of their job, or it could even be the empath that is even walking out of their family units. I can assure you, it also means you walking away and blocking all these people. You have also blocked that power supply. So it's like you have unhooked these cables and you have cut this power supply from these individuals, and they can no longer siphon your energy. Okay? Is why you start to hear, these whatever things, weird things happening around those kind of individuals. It should not take you by surprise. It is going to give you the sign. It is going to be the number one sign that you have been the person that has been that they have been feeding off this entire time. So if some of these things have happened to you and you really know what I'm talking about, you can always let us know in the comment section below what is your views. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Denzo Moses signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.